Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with Access Arts Live, bringing you a special edition, a live stream interview just before the launch of the 24th Electronic Music Midwest Music Festival in the Chicago area that will be starting, I think, 2 hours from now. I want to tell you a little bit about who we're going to have on the program, and then I will bring them in and then let them tell you everything. We will have Mike McFerrin, who's a professor of music and composer in residence at Lewis University. He is a founder and a co-director of this music festival. And his music's been performed by the Louisville Orchestra, Civic Orchestra of Chicago, the Remarkable Theater Brigade at Carnegie Hall, Cantus, and in a lot of other places. And along with him will be Robert Voisi, whose Vox Novus YouTube channel is going to be live streaming all 7 of the concerts in this 2-day festival, March 13th and 14th, because Robert Voisi is a great contemporary music enthusiast. On his YouTube channel, you can find programs like 15 Minutes of Fame, in which they invite they put out a call to have 15 composers write a 1-minute piece for a particular combination, say clarinet and piano or flute and clarinet or whatever it is, and then they do a live broadcast of that ensemble playing the pieces that were created for that purpose. And he has a lot of other great stuff on his channel, and he also does stuff like this. So, and in addition to them, we are fortunate to have joining us Mary Hubble from Western Massachusetts. She's a faculty member at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She is a soprano. Got her doctorate at the City University of New York. She got a first phase degree in classical singing from the Royal Conservatory in The Hague. I want to find out what that means. And a master's degree in voice from the University of California, Santa Barbara. And she's very involved in different kinds of new music festivals and early music festivals, which is something else that I want to ask her about, because it's very interesting to me how some people seem to like both of those. So let me take down this little picture, and I'm going to bring them on live now, and we'll get started, and they can tell you everything. Hello. Hello, Robert, Mike, Mary, right there in the middle, the center of attention. That's perfect. How are you all doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great, John. Thanks. It's wonderful to see you.
Okay. Isn't the first concert just 2 hours from now?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So thank you so much for taking the time, right before launching this whole thing.
It's our pleasure.
Did you see the list of questions that I sent you on WhatsApp just a while ago?
I did not. So you just shoot away. We're prepared for anything.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is I want to start out by talking with Mike about the festival in general. Okay. Because I'm curious about it. And my first question is, why are you doing this?
That's a good question that I ask myself all the time. Actually, it's a great community of composers that are really, rethinking and stretching the boundaries of music.
Yes.
And incorporating technology in really wild and interesting ways, and also music that has the same power of all music, right? It moves us, and I'm always inspired by the music that I hear during the festival. We'll hear, we have 7 concerts,
right?
And each concert has 7 or 8 pieces on it, and so it's a lot of music over the course of 2 days. And I always leave EMM Festival feeling inspired and refreshed, and sometimes a little disappointed in myself and what I'm doing compositionally, because it's really just for a composer especially, it's just such an inspiring weekend of music.
Okay. Are there any compositions of yours that are going to be done during this festival?
Yeah, I have a piece for interactive live electronics and clave. So 2 sticks, and it's 12 minutes long, and it's played by an amazing percussionist who's played at EMM before. Her name is Patty Cudd.
Okay, which concert will that be in, and at what time? Just to
that concert will be on tomorrow afternoon's concert at 1 p.m.
So 1 p.m. Chicago time.
Chicago time,
March 14th, which would be 2 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 in the morning on the West Coast, and 7 in the evening here in Europe. I have to keep all these numbers in my head because we have followers all over the world. We have followers in Indonesia. We have followers in Morocco. We have followers everywhere, Mary Hubble. So if any of them are tuning in or getting excited by this, you're going to have people listening to you who probably have never thought of enjoying your performance before. But I want to ask, Mike, so you have all this different variety. How do you get it? Do you put out a call?
We do. We have a call that we run out on New Music Engine. newmusicengine.org is a platform that I run with another one of the board directors.
Okay.
And we have 10,000 composer members,
Wow.
so that see different calls, all different types of calls, not just Electronic Music Midwest. And this year we had, I think, a record number of submissions. We allow composers to submit one work for consideration. So It's not like people don't submit their entire portfolios.
Sure.
They choose their best piece to submit.
Right.
And we do a pretty rigorous adjudication of them to make sure that we're programming a diverse collection of music.
How many submissions did you have?
I don't have the exact number. It was over 200.
It was over 200. And you out of that, you selected how many?
I think we have a total of about 52.
Okay, so those are not bad ads. You've got a 25% chance of getting it. And if there's a composer out there who is not a part of this already, they go to this platform.
They can find us at emmfestival.org.
Okay.
And we always advertise it there. And you also, we invite people to submit works for our guest performer. We always hire one outstanding guest performer every year. This is the first year with Mary that we've ever had a vocalist, and we're really excited about that.
Well, it's very interesting to put a vocalist together with music. Before we go further with this, but if people who are tuning into this, they want to know, what is this music? Now, it's an electronic music festival, but you have harps and flutes and other things in it. So now, does every piece that's being played have electronics in it?
Every piece has some element of electronics in it. Some of our works don't include live performers. So those are like fixed media pieces, or we have pieces that include video.
Yeah.
And then we also have a lot of pieces, of course, that have a live performer that's doing really sophisticated things technologically with electronics and computers and things like that.
Okay, so there's a mix of various things. Now let me talk with Mary a little bit before we even get more specific. I want people to know who you are. Mary, my first question is, and I put this in the What's Up list of questions, and I don't know if it's the wrong question to ask, but you teach at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, right?
That's right.
Do you know Edward Aaron, the cellist?
Oh yeah, I know Ed. He's great.
Because he teaches there, and I run across him all the time. The Seattle Chamber Music Society with James Ennis and his quartet, which Aaron is a part of, they're all over the place in the summertime and also in the wintertime. So we're constantly promoting their live streams. I'm always running across them. When I saw you were there, I just thought, well, I want to know this. This has nothing to do with our audience anyway. But and I see that you've done. I don't know if I should go into detail into your biography, because people can pull them up on your website, which is lovely, by the way. But I know you've done a lot of early music singing, right? And with places like the Arcadia Players in Massachusetts, the Transfiguration Early Music Ensemble in New York City, the Amherst Early Music Festival, Musica Viva in New York, and then you were in the Netherlands for a while, right? And you were with La Prunelle Ensemble and the Praetorius Blockflöte Ensemble. Have I got all that
right? Yes.
Okay. But at the same time, you're also interested in contemporary music, right? And you work with a flautist and you commission works. for that.
yeah, yeah. It makes it, when you add it all up, it sounds like I never sleep, but this,
Yeah, but
no, I know it's been a long time.
this
So.
is over time. But
Yeah.
here's the question that I want to ask you,
Okay.
because it's a fetish of mine.
Okay.
Very often, I'm running across people that are interested in both early music and what I call now music. That's just first happening now.
Ooh.
And my question is, how does this happen? This conjunction of quite separated interests from completely different moments in time, way back in time, and then today.
I would say there's something about the music that's very early that feels very now, because a lot of it is spiky, maybe, and maybe not quite as luxurious as 19th century harmonies, which I also love, by the way. I love all the music, but I think there's something very particular about early music, and also a lot of contemporary music that's being written. And what I mean is you have to have a certain kind of brain to want to understand how the lines sort of clash or come together. And then the 19th century, maybe there's more of a riding this beautiful romantic wave. So it's just sort of a different feeling. But I do feel like the very early music, I mean, I'm talking about pre-Bach, you know.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think there's something about the way the music asks you to think about how sounds come together in a way that's a little bit more not demanding. That makes it sound like I don't enjoy other music, because I enjoy it all. But it's a kind of thinking that I think somehow lines up. I don't know why. That's a very good question.
Well,
I don't do much early music anymore because I've just kind of moved into different things. But I still love it.
Yeah, I have the impression that when people really want to explore both ends of the spectrum, what it is there's a kind of, you get into the middle from Bach all the way down to Aaron Copland, let's say, okay? And it's like, okay, there is a corpus there. It's institutionalized in a certain sense. It's become the establishment. But this now music and this early stuff, it's like bookending it. It's outside of that establishment.
Yeah,
it's
no
not
rules.
Governed by the same rules.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it too. Yeah.
And you don't know, so there are. It appeals perhaps to the free spirit in some artists who say, well, yeah, okay, Schubert, Schumann, etc. You know, okay, the quartet number 3 and whatever. But one of the things I love about the modern stuff is they just give it names, like A Walk in the Park or something like that. So so you're interested in this festival. Why did this festival interest you? Is it the specific piece you're going to be singing?
Well, I actually going to be singing 6 pieces.
That's terrific, because one of my next questions was, is there just this one? Because Robert Voici had told me that he's really looking forward to concert number 3 and the piece you sing there. And my question was going to be, well, talk to me about this, but then what else are you going to be doing? So tell me.
There's 6 pieces that I'm prepared, and they're all actually really different. For example, one is all spoken.
Right.
So I'll be speaking and very, very rapidly, and the composer will be manipulating my voice through electronics.
Okay, which one is that?
That is called I Was Sitting on My Patio. It's scheduled for the 1 p.m. today, but I think that might be changed because unfortunately the composer's caught in a train delay. So that'll be moved.
We'll see.
Yeah. So the piece that I'm singing, I'm singing a piece later today, which is with video by a Portuguese composer, João Pedro Oliveira, and it's a very beautiful piece, the beautiful video, and I'll be singing as the sounds of electronics are going on and the video is going on. So that's
Robert, is this the one you were telling me about?
Yes, it is. That's
voting incongruity.
Yeah.
No, João's is Daniel's prayer.
Yeah, Daniel's prayer. That's later on in that concert.
All right.
And the first one is by Ian.
Ian, yeah, and that's one's interesting. And Ian's going to play saxophone, and I'm going to sing.
Okay.
And then loud sort of fixed media, just sort of that we sing along with. That's very like walls of sounds and different kinds of sounds and different percussive instruments that come in. And so it's very energetic.
Is there improvisation involved in all of this?
There is not in those. Those are fixed. But I'm doing a piece tomorrow by Lisa Bost Sandberg, who was the guest artist Last year, she's a flute player.
Okay.
She's written a piece, and that has some aleatoric elements because all I am told is between this time marker and this time marker, sing these phrases. So it changes a little bit each time I do it. It's the same pitches, but I might do it a little bit different timing. So that piece will never always be the same.
You know, that reminds me of when you get back to really, really early music, you just have notes on a page. And it's like, wow, how do you want to sing them?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, a lot like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really very cool piece. I'm excited to do that one.
Okay.
And then the other two are, a very wonderful piece by a woman named Monica Mendoza, which is just me and fixed media. And it's just charming. It's about a cuckoo clock, and there's all these kind of cuckoo sounds going on as I'm singing about this clock. It's really lovely. And then the final one is a piece for flute. It'll be a flute player and myself and fixed media. And that is on the poetry of Georgia Douglas Johnson, who was a African-American poet from the early 20th century. Really interesting woman. I mean, I could talk about her for a while, but I won't take your time.
You can tell more about it. I don't have a time limit here. If there are any comments you want to make, which are germane to why you're enjoying performing that piece.
Well, that's an interesting one because the composer's name is Nicholas Hubble. Okay. And I got the score, and I got several scores to choose from, and I thought, God, I hope I like this one because apparently we're related.
I was going to, Ancestry.com, here we come.
and I looked at it, and thank goodness, I love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love the poetry he chose. And I'm so excited to meet him. And not only do I get to sing a beautiful piece, but I get to meet a long lost cousin.
Well, now, is there a rehearsal element in preparing for this? And if so, how do you do that?
That is a very interesting question. And let me tell you, I spent all of January learning this music. A lot of it is very challenging. So if there are any performers out there that want to do this music, I hope you love studying because you're going to study a lot because there is really no rehearsal. We have a sound check. Right. I have to show up knowing exactly what's going to happen, like what I want to do. And that's very important. You have to be very professional with this music. With all music, but there is, So
one of the things that we're known for is we have immersive audio here. So it's a lot of speakers. It's an 8.4.2 system. I mean, it's an Atmos surround sound system, and getting things to sound right in the space that we're in takes a little bit of time, which means that there's no real time for rehearsal. So there's not going to be any. It's kind of the, just the nature of festivals. Composer, you show up, you meet your performer for 15 minutes, and Mary has been so gracious with her time to. She's been working with the composers, sending them recordings along the way, getting feedback from those composers, and that has been, I think, I'm not sure we could pull this off without that happening. So
the preparation has been partly electronic.
Well, they sent me the files, and I could listen to it, and I could sing along at home. So I was practicing almost the way I practice anything, which is to take it apart. This is the phrase I have to sing. This is what I'm going to hear when I sing it. This is how it should sound. So just constantly rehearsing and practicing in my house. I think my husband knows the music as well as I do because he's had to listen to it for.
I'm a lyric tenor, and I have done the kind of singing where like you refer to the 19th century. If you're singing Die Schöne Müllerin, you've got an accompaniment. This is all fixed. I mean, if you had to do it without rehearsing, it wouldn't be all that hard to do it, even though it's a lot of material, because the music is. But this kind of stuff, I never did any of that kind of singing, and you don't have that kind of structure, and harmonic, familiar, everyday harmonics to climb through.
Well, and two of the pieces, and two of the pieces I'll be using a click track. That will keep me informed about where I am in the beat.
What's the click track?
It just you hear it in your ear. It's like click, click the beat.
Okay. It's like a metronome.
Yeah, there you go. It's a metronome.
Okay.
And and John, I feel like I should
Jump
clarify.
in, please do, because we've been ignoring you. You're just the guy who's going to live stream it all. But
I'm just saying, I'm just live streaming.
yeah,
Well, I met Mary Hubble when she was studying at CUNY,
okay.
and that's when
So this goes way back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have brought that up.
Yeah, we did 15 Minutes of Fame with her and Alice.
Oh, you did a 15 minutes of fame. All right.
We did.
Okay.
She's done 2.
I've done 2, yeah.
She's done 2.
Wow, he really likes you then, I'll tell you.
And so you're talking about the rehearsals and so forth, and I would, like I said, I've known Mary for a long time, and when we were talking about like bringing in guest artists, we are very particular about like the type of musician that they are. We want it's all for the love of the game. I mean, we're doing like hard music. It's a lot, it's if you don't love it and you don't enjoy it and you can't do it really well, then this festival isn't the one that we're. I mean, I would say, take that back. A lot of our guests, that the composers that submit,
Yes,
we have a lot of up and coming stars that do a lot of experimental stuff,
right.
And they're doing a lot of fun things and so forth.
Right.
And I think we're really a supportive team to help them like sort of accomplish their works. Right. But that's why when we bring our guest, our guest is part of our team, and so they're on it and so forth. We don't the rehearsals are done outside the sort of festival arena.
No. The impression I'm getting, it's not like I focus on this particular issue all the time, Mary, but the impression I'm getting is the more wild and free the music is, the more disciplined you have to be as an artist to perform in that context, because otherwise the wild and freeness just pulls you apart and you're off course. And so I think it's very challenging. So I look forward to seeing it. But let me ask you a completely different question, okay? Because a lot of people, they hear electronic music, it's like, why? I don't want to sit there. Yeah.
Do some of that. Just like you did it too.
Yeah, I know. But, recently I saw there was a group that live streamed. They were doing Reich's, a piece by Reich. Which I can't remember, drumming.
Oh,
and I thought, oh my God, this is just going to be massive, bam, bam, bam. But I tuned into the live stream, and it was gorgeous.
I know that piece. I did it in The Hague. I was one of the singers for
Yeah, they're singing, and the singing is just lovely and very lyrical. So my question here is, are in these concerts, these 50 or so different pieces, are any of them going to be lyrical?
Oh God, yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
In fact, Nick Hubble's piece, Nick Hubble's piece will be the last piece on the festival.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Chicago time. He's closing out the festival, and he's been here before. Nick's music is some of the most beautiful music that I think is being written today. It's extraordinarily lyrical, and it just melts in your mouth, beautiful. And also, I think Ian's
that's reassuring.
Yeah, Ian's piece. So Ian Corbett is our technical director. He's also the co-director of EMM. Yeah. Ian and I go way back, went to school together, and he's in the theater right now doing sound checks. And he's a real phenomenal composer. And his piece is also extraordinarily lyrical and beautiful. And that piece is tonight on the 8 p.m. concert. And so there are a number of pieces, even pieces that Mary isn't performing, that are very lyrical, very accessible for the listener. I would say my piece is even though it's just 2 sticks being hit together, is actually very accessible for an audience. It has a musical shape that builds up to a climax and a denouement that allows you to, sort of absorb what you've just heard. So that we do have some what we call plink and wah. Music that just kind of is a little bit out there, but it's those pieces. If we did a festival of just music that was all the same, it would be a pretty boring festival. And I would say the remark that we often get back from people who attend is just how diverse the programming is. And we are really, one of our goals is to show the beauty and breadth of our field in electroacoustic music. And I think that we do that really well here.
Well, with 7 concerts, you have a fair amount of time to do that with. I had asked Robert to recommend what he thought were any of the absolute highlights of the festival not to be missed.
Did he say his piece?
No, not fair. I have a good piece. It's also lyrical.
Yeah. The one that he brought up was Foreboding Incongruity, which Mary will be singing, and which was composed by Ian Corbett. And he mentioned a couple others. You just said the concert number 3 was sort of a highlight of the program. But are there any individual pieces where if you had to pick one, if each of you had to pick one piece out of the festival, you'd say, this is really it for me?
I've got 2.
Okay.
And, well, 3, because I would put Ian's on there too. I think João Pedro Oliveira's piece is it tonight?
Concert 3.
Concert 3. I think it's a remarkable work. I think I'm a big fan of his music, and I think that I just think it's an extraordinary work. And the other piece I mentioned. I just love Nick Hubble's music, and he's a very generously, wonderful guy to boot. And so those are the 2 pieces. So concert tonight and then concert tomorrow night. I think.
But the first one that you mentioned, what is it? What is the music? What is the content?
Daniel's Prayer is what it's called.
Yeah, but what instruments? What is?
Oh, it's Mary. It'll be Mary singing live electronics and video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's complicated.
It's hard. Is it the hardest?
Listen. I'm not a musicologist, and this is not television. I mean, this is just a guy sitting you're sitting with a guy in his living room, which says, "It sounds complicated to me," and that's that's just off the top of my head. It's un constat, as the French would say. I live in Paris. It's just an observation. So Mary, is there one piece that when you look through the whole thing, this is the one that just really sends me?
I can't choose because they're so different. The experience of singing Nick's, which is so soaring and use all my classical singing, or doing Orson's, which I just speak as quickly. I speak quickly, and I try to. I used to do a lot of acting, so that's fun. Or Ian's with the big jumps I get to say. I can't choose. I'm sorry. Don't make me choose.
Well, it's great. I think it's great when a singer can act, because an awful lot of singers don't act and they just stand there. And I know that I've been a professional actor too. I know that theater acting and musical expression is not the same thing. And that was something that was very difficult for me to learn, because they're different. But so I would guess then that last piece that keeps coming up, in which you can really let your voice fly and all of that, would really be something. And that'll be in concert 7, right?
Yes.
The last concert. And what time is that concert at again?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Chicago time. So it'll be in the middle of the night here, but it'll be at lovely times like 6 o'clock in Los Angeles and 9 o'clock in New York. So it's very good for American listeners. And Robert, do you have one favorite? I know.
Yeah, well, since we're talking timing, my piece is going to be in the morning here. So
okay, really Saturday morning.
Easy listening to in Europe. Okay,
what time is that concert? 5 or 6?
It's 10 a.m. here, and it's concert 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's my piece.
So you have 4 concerts going tomorrow?
Yes.
On Saturday?
Yes,
wow.
we do.
You're going to have your hands full.
All of your, everybody can find out the schedule by going to emmfestival.org.
Okay.
We have a concert schedule there. Also, Mary's bio is posted on the front page.
Okay.
More about Mary, and you can see all of the concert schedule on the other page.
Okay. And when I circulate this video, which as a recording will stay up, I may just put in the listings for how them to go to YouTube for each of the concerts, just giving the number and the time and the YouTube link, so people don't have to, people can just click, which is what I always try to do. We're up to about 30 minutes time, which is about as much time as I want to take with it. But thank you so much for doing this with us just before the thing kicks off. I think it's very exciting. We'll try to make sure it gets shown to as many of our followers as we can. Any last words? And what I tell people about new music like this, or what I call now music, is that one reason for tuning into it and experiencing it is, whether you like it or not, it's what creative artists are doing now. And you want to know what they're doing now, whether you like it or not. You may find out, well, I don't like what people are doing now, but you don't want to not know. If you're interested in the performing arts, to not know what's being done now is like, you're just out of touch. So it's part of being in our time and living fully. Okay, thank you again very much. I will take you off and do a little goodbye on our own, so you can say goodbye now.
Bye.
And thank you again so much. And as the French say before every performance, merde, merde, merde.
Merde, merde. Merci beaucoup.
Well,
all right.
Let me make sure they're off. There. No, I put you back on twice.
All right.
Bouncing back on me. There. Okay, now you're gone. Wow, that was terrific. For those of you who are interested, the first of these live streams will be going up in just a couple hours' time. I think it's at 7 o'clock European time, which means that it's going to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Chicago, I'm pretty sure. I will double check that, and we will attach to this the description of the first concert and the time and the in different time zones, and the live link to go to it. And before the day is out, we will have added on to this recording the schedule for all of the live streams that are going on. It looks to me like it's going to be a terrific exposure across the board to all the different kinds of electronic music that you can find out there today, what I call now music. And don't you want to know what's going on now? I sure do. So with that, I'm going to say ciao for now, and wish you a great weekend tuning in to this festival.